Hello everyone, welcome to Chaudhary Data World channel. Today I am here with a new video in SQL series, that is DQL commands. We will be watching all the details. Majorly these are select, count, distinct, where and or not. Only these commands we will be watching into this DQL category right now. Apart from that, whatever will be rest, we will be watching into the next video. So let's get started with the video. Before moving ahead with these commands, let me take you back so that it can be recapped that how this DQL command is linked to our SQL. So SQL categories, basically we are having this SQL as the query language. In this query language, this operations, whatever operations in SQL it is having, those operations are categorized on the basis of their behavior. So the categories are DDL, DML, DQL, DCL and TCL. So today we are moving ahead with this DQL. Since DQL is very vast and wide, so we will be covering this DQL commands, whatever commands into the DQL. Majorly it is select command, but within select there are multiple operations which can be done. So those operations will be covering up into several videos, not in a single video. So today we are here with the topics like select, count, distinct, where. Select is, since the select is the parent one, so I have just taken it up. Otherwise we will be watching up count, distinct, where and or not, all these things. So let's start with the select one. It's the very basic one. So select star from cells table. So we will moving to this SSMS, into which in front of us you can see that we are having various tables. We will be dealing up with this sales table today. In this sales table, if you will query this out, select a star from cells, it will give you all the data whatever it is getting contained by sales table. So on enter of the execute, you can see that we are having multiple columns into our sales table. We are having several rows as well. It's approximately 35 rows right now into this table. So all these things, all these details you will get, and this is only the most basic command to view your whole of the table. Now moving ahead with the second command, that is count. This count is something which will count your rows into the table. So if you pass this select count start from cells, what it will do, it will just count out whatever the rows it is containing into this sales table. So there are 35 rows, right? So we have provided it here as select count star. So what it gives is the number of rows into it. After that we are having the next one, that is select count. Suppose if you want to distinguish some, or you explicitly you want to have some particular column only. So in this particular column, this order ID is over there, right? Correct? We can apply the same into select command as well. This star is something which is telling about the column, that you want to consider all columns into your table. If you will pass it over order ID only, as we are doing it into the count, you can see the difference between both. You will get only order ID column into your result, query result, right? So similarly, if you count for only single column, it will give you count for that particular column. Since it's all filled with the data, so it's giving you 35 rows it is containing into the order ID column. Moving ahead with the next one, that is distinct. Distinct is nothing but if you want to take up the distinct values or the unique values in some particular column, you can go ahead with this particular keyword, that is distinct. If you want to have this distinct category, because we are having a category column into the sales table, so if you want to see what all categories, the unique categories are present over there into this column, then if you execute it, you can see that these are the 3 different unique categories into this category column into sales table. If you will only pass category, then it will list out all the categories with having duplicacy into it. You can see, right? There are 35 rows, whatever it is there, it is giving you. It is not removing the duplicacy. This particular one will remove the duplicacy and give you the unique values into it. Moving ahead with, again, I have applied this cont function onto the distinct of the category. That means it will count out whatever the distinct category or the unique category into the sales table. So that's the extension of it. You can on requirement, you can use this particular one as well. You saw in previous one that there were 3 categories. It is giving you the 3 as the result. After that, moving ahead with the where, correct? This where, this is only the this is the biggest, or you may say the very wide command, or you may say where is our clause. Basically it's a very wide clause into which we will be covering up multiple things. The first thing which we are going to cover here is, it's basically used for filtering of the data into your table. So if you want to have the sales amount greater than 100, because this sales table is containing sales amount as well, so as sales amount is greater than 100, you want to consider order ID and sales amount from it. So these 2 columns you are taking it up. Let me take it to the SSMS so that you can have clear visibility. You are selecting order ID over here, sales amount over here, and what you are telling that select these 2 columns from sales table where your sales amount will be greater than 100. That means you are filtering out those rows only which having sales amount greater than 100. So as soon as you execute this, it will give you 2 columns with order ID and sales amount with having sales amount greater than 100. You can't see below 100, right? Moving ahead with another one, that is between. Now instead of greater than, we have used this time between, that which will do what? It will take up the values lying in between of 50 and 100. So as soon as you pass this one, it will filter out the rows with having sales amount between 50 and 100. You can see it, right? It is between 50 and 100, the sales amount is. After that, if you want to have equals to applied, if suppose if you want to take up only those order IDs, if you want to take only those order IDs row which is having category equals to furniture, that means category will be only furniture. So as soon as you pass this, you can see that you will get it's telling some, okay, so it's giving you the order ID which is having category as furniture only. Now we are having another scenario also, that if you want to have all those rows into your query result with which is having category lying in furniture and technology, both of these categories will be considered into this particular sales table and whatever the query result you are getting. So it will just, I will show you that how it is working. It will just take up those rows only which is having category as furniture and technology. This error is time and again giving you because it's the syntax, we are copying it from the PPT which is not valid. So I have just corrected it and put it here. So you can see now that category will be here only furniture and technology, not other than that. Or the order IDs related to those category which is having furniture and technology is giving out into the result, right? After that, last thing we are having, that is operators. And or not is called as operators. So these operators we can apply it with having only this keyword and again or and not. So how we can apply is, first we will see the and, we'll copy it and just pass it over here. So what you can see is what this particular command is telling you, this query is telling you, that it is selecting order ID, category and segment column from sales table where category equals to furniture and segment is equals to consumer. That means these 2 conditions are applied over it. That means give those order ID only which is having category as furniture and segment as consumer. If you will pass or over it, it will give you several, because this is not telling what, that it either category equals to furniture or segment is equals to consumer. Any one of them the condition will satisfy, you need to give the result. It will give you more results, right? It doesn't think of that what suppose here office supplies is also there, correct? Why this office supplies is there into the category? Because it is satisfying the condition that segment is equals to consumer, correct? So this is how this and or and not will be working is, suppose if you are removing or segment not, just a second, not at the place of or, we need to provide not. Now what it will understand is, let's try to execute it once. It is throwing you error since this not statement, just remove it, put it here, not, or else instead of not, what you can provide is like this. That means it will understand this exclamation is the remark of that not. So what it will, it is doing you that this equals to not, means whatever furniture, the category not equals to furniture, it is telling you like this. So if you will run it, it will give those categories which is having order IDs which is having category not equals to furniture. This is how you can go ahead with the queries. Simple queries are there. You can go ahead with having all the things around it. And in upcoming videos we will be watching many other things like top, after that what is top keyword, how we can apply it. There are multiple things into this select query. So this, all these things we will be watching in several videos. So thank you so much guys for watching the video. If you found this video helpful, kindly like to the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much once again. See you in the next one.